Did you know that regularly eating the wrong kinds of nuts could raise your risk of heart disease by as much as 48%, especially if you're over 60? That figure comes straight from a long-term study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology. The most alarming part? Many older adults think they're making smart, healthy choices when, in fact, some popular nuts in their pantry may be doing more harm than good. Some of these commonly consumed nuts can quietly wreak havoc on your health, raising your blood pressure, increasing inflammation, clogging your arteries, and even accelerating age-related memory issues. And there's one particular nut, which I'll name later in the video, that contains a toxic compound known to accumulate in the body over time. Regular consumption has been linked to liver, kidney, and even brain damage. Ironically, this nut is often promoted in low-carb diets and may even be in your snack bowl right now. But don't worry, this video will make everything crystal clear. I'll show you exactly which nuts are safe, supportive of heart and brain health, and ideal for people over 60, and which ones you need to cut out immediately. Consider this your go-to guide for making smarter, healthier nut choices as you age. Stick with me until the end, because the nut at the top of my avoid list has a disturbing hidden danger that most people have never heard about, and it could be silently impacting your health. Before we dive in, drop a comment telling me where you're watching from, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more natural health advice tailored to older adults. Let's jump in with the 4 best nuts every senior should be eating. Number 4. Almonds, the bone-supporting supernut. Almonds are one of the best natural foods for older adults, especially when it comes to strengthening bones. They're packed with calcium and vitamin E, 2 nutrients that work together to help maintain bone density, which naturally declines as we age. As bones become more brittle and prone to fractures after 65, getting enough calcium becomes essential. A simple quarter-cup serving of almonds offers about 97 milligrams of calcium. But what makes almonds even more powerful is their magnesium content, something many seniors lack. Magnesium plays a key role in guiding calcium into the bones instead of letting it build up in arteries, where it can be harmful. On top of that, almonds are rich in heart-healthy monounsaturated fats that help lower LDL, bad cholesterol, critical for older adults as cardiovascular risks increase with age. I suggest having 15 to 20 almonds a day, ideally raw or dry roasted and unsalted. Almonds also contain around 3.5 grams of fiber per serving, which can help ease constipation, a common issue that affects up to 40% of seniors. And there's more. A Tufts University study highlights how the antioxidants in almonds may protect brain cells from oxidative stress, potentially slowing the mental decline that often comes with aging. For the most benefit, choose almonds with their skins intact, since the skin contains flavonoids that enhance the antioxidant effects of vitamin E. Just a quick safety note: make sure to chew them thoroughly, especially if you have any swallowing difficulties, as almonds can be a choking risk for some older adults. Number 3. Walnuts, the ultimate brain-nourishing nut. When it comes to supporting brain health in older adults, few foods rival walnuts. It's fitting that they resemble the human brain, because their nutritional profile is perfectly designed to protect it. Walnuts are the richest common nut in alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. That's a big deal for aging brains, as omega-3s help preserve the structure of brain cells and improve how signals are transmitted between them. In fact, a landmark study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that seniors who ate just 1.5 ounces of walnuts daily for 8 weeks experienced notable improvements in cognitive speed and mental agility. What sets walnuts apart is their unique set of polyphenol, powerful compounds that can cross the blood-brain barrier and reduce inflammation directly within the brain. This action may help slow the development of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia. Another surprising benefit? Walnuts contain melatonin, a hormone that supports sleep. Since melatonin levels naturally decline with age, adding a few walnuts to your evening snack could help regulate your sleep cycle. Walnuts are also heart-friendly. They're loaded with arginine, an amino acid that enhances blood vessel function, and antioxidants that fight oxidative stress. For older adults on blood pressure medication, walnuts can offer additional support by improving the elasticity of arteries. For best results, eat about 7 to 9 walnut halves each day and store them in the fridge to keep their oils fresh. Cracking walnuts by hand is also a bonus. It acts as a gentle exercise for your hands and fingers, helping maintain motor coordination. And don't be put off by their slightly bitter taste. That's just a sign of their potent antioxidants at work. Number 2. Pistachios, the natural blood pressure balancer. Pistachios are one of the most overlooked nuts when it comes to senior health, especially for managing blood pressure. What sets them apart is their ideal potassium to sodium ratio. A single serving offers around 285 milligrams of potassium with very little sodium, a combination that's especially valuable for older adults. As kidneys age, they tend to retain more sodium, which can raise blood pressure. The potassium in pistachios helps counteract that, potentially lowering systolic pressure by 3 to 5 points, similar to some medications, but without the side effects. Another benefit: pistachios are rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, two powerful carotenoids that specifically support eye health by protecting the macula, reducing the risk of age-related macular degeneration, a leading cause of vision loss in older adults. Unlike some harder nuts that can be tough on the teeth, pistachios have a pleasant crunch that's still gentle on aging gums. And their vibrant green and purple tones aren't just pretty. They're a sign of potent antioxidants that combat the cellular damage that comes with aging. There's also a hidden benefit to how pistachios are eaten. Shelling them slows you down, encouraging mindful eating and helping prevent overindulgence. In fact, a study in the International Journal of Obesity found that the pile of empty shells can act as a visual cue, helping people regulate their portions more easily. For those with arthritis or limited hand mobility, choose pistachios that are already slightly opened to make them easier to crack while still retaining the advantages of the shelling process. The ideal daily intake is about 49 pistachios, roughly 1 ounce, preferably unsalted or lightly salted. With about 3 grams of fiber per serving, pistachios also help balance blood sugar levels, which is especially important for the 1 in 4 seniors living with diabetes or prediabetes. Brazil nuts, the thyroid's powerhouse. Brazil nuts top this list for a vital yet often overlooked reason in senior health: supporting thyroid function. These nutrient-rich nuts are the highest known source of selenium, with a single nut packing around 96 micrograms, or 137% of the recommended daily intake. This is especially important for older adults, as thyroid issues affect up to 20% of people over 65 and often go unnoticed because their symptoms mimic normal aging. Selenium is crucial for converting inactive thyroid hormones into their active form, playing a key role in energy, metabolism, and mood stability. But the benefits go further. Brazil nuts are also rich in rare fatty acids that help preserve the myelin sheath, the protective layer around nerve cells, which naturally wears down with age. This support can help improve coordination, mental clarity, and reaction time in seniors. One unique advantage of Brazil nuts is that they contain a naturally occurring form of selenium that's more easily absorbed than what's found in most supplements. And thanks to their rich, creamy texture, even small amounts are satisfying, important since you only need 1 or 2 per day. In fact, eating more than that could backfire, as too much selenium can be harmful. For best quality, choose Brazil nuts still in their shells when possible, and store them in the fridge to prevent their fats from spoiling. They also provide gentle digestive support, thanks to a blend of fiber and healthy oils that help regulate bowel movements. Lastly, early research suggests that the antioxidants in Brazil nuts might help protect telomeres, the protective ends of our chromosomes, potentially slowing down cellular aging itself. Nuts seniors should limit after 65. Number 4. Peanuts, the hidden inflammatory risk. Although peanuts are a staple snack for many, they come with several hidden concerns, especially for older adults. First off, peanuts aren't technically nuts, they're legumes that grow underground. This makes them particularly vulnerable to mold contamination and the development of aflatoxins, toxic compounds that can damage liver cells and potentially increase cancer risk. As we age, our body's ability to detoxify weakens, making this risk more serious for seniors. Another key issue is inflammation. Peanuts contain certain proteins that can provoke an inflammatory response in the body, even in people without a diagnosed allergy. For seniors, this can worsen joint discomfort, strain the heart, and potentially speed up mental decline. 3 areas already at risk during aging. Peanuts are also rich in omega-6 fatty acids, which promote inflammation when not balanced with omega-3s. Since most diets already include too many omega-6s, peanuts can tip the scale even further in the wrong direction. And if you're on blood thinners like warfarin, be cautious. Peanuts contain vitamin K, which can interfere with these medications, a risk that often goes unmentioned. Store-bought peanut butters tend to make matters worse, often packed with added oils, salt, and sugar that stress the heart and raise blood pressure. Already an issue for more than half of Americans over 65. Even natural peanut butters often contain added salt, and improperly stored peanuts can go rancid, producing free radicals that harm cells. Another concern is acrylamide, a potentially neurotoxic compound formed during dry roasting, common in commercial peanuts, which may contribute to faster cognitive decline. If you've been eating peanuts without problems, you don't need to cut them out overnight. But swapping them out with healthier nut options, even just a few times a week, can offer greater benefits and reduce these hidden risks. Number 3. Cashews, the unexpected sugar spike. Cashews can be deceptively problematic for seniors, largely due to their high carbohydrate content and its effect on blood sugar. Unlike many other tree nuts, cashews pack around 9 grams of carbs per ounce and lack the fiber that helps blunt blood sugar spikes. This can pose a real issue for the roughly 1 in 4 seniors with diabetes and nearly half who are prediabetic. The bigger issue? Cashews are often viewed as a healthy snack, causing many older adults to eat them freely without realizing they may be disrupting their glucose control. Their shape also poses a physical risk. Smooth and curved, cashews are among the nuts most often aspirated, which is particularly dangerous for seniors with swallowing difficulties. Nutritionally, cashews are rich in oxalates, compounds that can block calcium absorption and contribute to kidney stone formation. That's especially concerning for aging adults who already face higher risks of osteoporosis and kidney problems. There's also a lesser-known issue with how cashews are processed. They naturally contain urushiol, the same substance in poison ivy, which must be removed through intense processing, often involving heat that degrades their nutritional quality. Many commercial cashews are also oil-roasted and salted, further adding to blood pressure concerns and cardiovascular strain due to added sodium and unhealthy fats. Another hidden downside: cashews contain enzyme inhibitors that can interfere with protein digestion, a major drawback for seniors whose ability to absorb protein already declines with age. And because cashews have a rich, creamy texture, it's easy to eat too many, increasing the risk of unwanted weight gain at a stage in life where maintaining a stable weight can be more difficult. If cashews are a regular part of your diet, consider switching to nuts like walnuts or almonds. They offer stronger health benefits and carry fewer age-related risks. Number 2. Macadamia nuts, the caloric bomb. Macadamia nuts, while tasty, can be one of the most problematic choices for seniors, mainly due to their high caloric content. At about 200 calories per ounce, they are the most calorie-dense nut available, which becomes a concern as metabolism naturally slows with age, making it harder for older adults to manage their weight. Additionally, their high fat content, around 22 grams per ounce, can strain gallbladder function, which tends to weaken with age. For the 15% of seniors with asymptomatic gallstones, macadamias could potentially trigger painful episodes that would otherwise remain unnoticed. Apart from their calorie content, macadamias are also packed with saturated fat, about 3 grams per ounce, which can increase LDL cholesterol levels, a common issue for seniors. Their dense texture can also pose a significant risk to dental health, especially for those with crowns, bridges, or weakened teeth, which are more prone to damage after age 65 due to years of wear and lower calcium absorption. On top of all this, macadamias are typically expensive, which might lead budget-conscious seniors to buy lower-quality nuts that could be rancid or improperly stored, thus increasing exposure to harmful oxidized fats. Many commercial varieties are also salted or oil-roasted, adding extra sodium and unhealthy fats. The rich, buttery flavor can be hard to resist, leading to overconsumption, especially for seniors who may have diminished taste sensitivity and crave stronger flavors. Despite their popularity, macadamias are often mistakenly viewed as heart-healthy. However, studies promoting nut consumption for cardiovascular health typically exclude or limit high-fat varieties like macadamias. If you've been eating them regularly, consider switching to pistachios, which provide a similar satisfying crunch with a much healthier nutritional profile suited for aging bodies. Number 1. Pine nuts, the medication disruptor. Pine nuts hold the unfortunate title of being the most problematic nut for seniors due to several serious health concerns. The most alarming issue is their ability to interact with over 60% of commonly prescribed medications for older adults, potentially reducing their effectiveness or causing harmful side effects. This is particularly concerning for seniors taking blood pressure medications, statins, and antidepressants, which are commonly prescribed to those over 65. What makes this even more dangerous is that many doctors and pharmacists fail to warn patients about the food-drug interactions. Another troubling aspect is pine mouth syndrome, where consuming pine nuts causes a persistent bitter or metallic taste that can linger for weeks. While this might seem like a minor inconvenience, it can have a significant impact on seniors, as taste changes often lead to decreased appetite and nutritional decline. Research shows that up to 42% of people affected by pine mouth experience noticeable weight loss, with older adults being more susceptible due to age-related changes in taste and detoxification systems. Pine nuts also contain high levels of polyunsaturated fats that oxidize quickly, leading to harmful compounds that promote inflammation, which can be particularly problematic for seniors with inflammatory conditions like arthritis. Additionally, their small size and slippery texture pose a significant aspiration risk, especially for seniors with swallowing difficulties or those on medications that cause dry mouth, which affects more than 70% of seniors on multiple prescriptions. From a nutritional standpoint, pine nuts have enzyme inhibitors that can interfere with protein digestion, which becomes more of a concern as the body's ability to absorb protein decreases with age. Even in dishes like pesto, which often contains pine nuts, their high oil content makes the food calorie-dense, potentially complicating weight management for seniors. Emerging research has also suggested that compounds in some pine nut varieties could accelerate age-related macular degeneration, a leading cause of vision loss in seniors. These are the 4 types of nuts that older adults should consider avoiding after age 65. By making informed choices about which nuts to include and which to limit, you can significantly improve your health, energy, and cognitive function as you age. Ultimately, small, consistent adjustments to your diet can lead to the most lasting health improvements. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you noticed any health changes after adding or removing specific nuts from your diet? Which nut has had the biggest impact on your well-being? Feel free to share your experiences in the comments. I'm excited to hear your stories. Thank you for watching.